What's up guys, Sagi here, and welcome to another Tech Gear Talk. Today I'm going to tell you about a video monopod called the Cobra 2 Strike A50S from iFootage. Now I know that's quite a mouthful, but wait until you see what this video monopod can do. If you're watching this video, you may be familiar with monopods being used for photography, but it's altogether possible that you haven't considered using one of these for video. If you want to know more tips and techniques regarding how to use a video monopod, I have a dedicated video for that, and I'll link up to that in the corner and in the description. Alright, so let's jump right into the Cobra 2 Strike, and we'll talk about what iFootage did to take this from a simple camera support stick to an innovative and versatile piece of gear. On top of everything else that I'm going to tell you, this monopod has a specific trick up its sleeve that I think just puts it over the top. So let's get started. As you would expect from a monopod, the Cobra 2 Strike will of course support the weight of your camera and will provide much more stable footage than you would get handheld. And at the same time, it's not as bulky as a tripod, so you're much more mobile. I want to actually start out by looking at this monopod from the bottom and work my way up. The feature that differentiates a video monopod from a traditional monopod is going to be the base. Traditional photography monopod is going to have this rubber tip, and a video monopod is going to have this base with 3 feet. Now these help provide support and flexibility when shooting video because the camera is expected to move, but you still want stabilization. So I've used a lot of different video monopods, and this one is built like a tank, and I mean that in a good way. The whole base is super solid, and that's really important to me because if I'm running and gunning or if I'm taking this out on a hike, I'm not always going to be the most careful, and this thing can definitely handle a beating. The feet lock at 3 different heights, so this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and you'll see there is a quick release button right here that then just gives me free movement. And then if I want to stow them completely away, I can just fold them all the way up. Each foot has this pretty substantial rubber tip, and that really adds to the stability. And if you look at the top of each foot, you'll also see that there are these rubber stoppers right here, and these prevent the metal part of the foot from actually scratching the tripod itself when they're folded up. Now if I go ahead and just fold the rest of these up, at the bottom we still see this red rubber tip, so that you can use it this way. If you still want to use it as a conventional monopod, you can. Now the base can be removed from the monopod itself with this awesome quick release system, and you can even unscrew the rubber tip and then attach it directly to the monopod. Going back to the base, there is a knob here that adjusts the friction of the ball head, or it can just lock it in place altogether. And this adjustment dictates how firm or loosely the monopod hinges around the base. This is super handy depending on the type of shots you're going for and how much movement you want to introduce. If you want something really stable, you just lock it and it's not going anywhere. But if you're moving around and maybe you're following a subject, you can loosen it and then have a lot of flexibility in terms of positioning, but this point is still fixed to the ground, so you're not getting any camera shake. Moving up the monopod, there's a really nice textured grip, and that just helps you make sure that you have a nice solid grip. This isn't going to slip away or anything like that. Above this grip, we get to one of my favorite features about this monopod, which is this unique TwistLock telescopic extension and retraction system. This isn't the game changer that I told you about in the beginning quite yet, but it's awesome. So instead of those traditional clips that you normally see on each section, that you have to like unclip all of them, then extend it, then reclip each one of them, this is a really clever mechanism. So to use it, all I have to do is twist to unlock it, and then I can just push or pull this handle, and this monopod will completely extend or retract. Again, I can do that with one hand. That is awesome. And again, I really like this versus the traditional clip systems because if I have my camera up here, I don't want to have to like bend all the way to the ground to get the lowest clip, keep clipping and unclipping again to get to the height that I want, and then have to undo that every time I want to move. I can just very quickly unlock it, get it where I want, and lock it. So again, this is a super clever and elegant solution here from iFootage. Now there are some implications of this design that I wanted to share because they're essentially two sections extending from one spot. The Cobra 2 Strike doesn't fold as small as some other monopods, and at the lowest height it's 32 inches or 81 centimeters. Then at the other end, when it's fully extended, the height is about 59 inches or 150 centimeters. Now for me, this is a great height, especially once I add a fluid head and a camera. And if you're looking for added height, iFootage sells an extension piece that fits on the base and then adds about 16 inches or 40 centimeters to the overall height. Now all the way at the top of the monopod, we find another quick release section with a mounting clip. So this simply clips in just like the feet. And there's a really nice feature here because there's a spring-loaded 3/8 adapter. So that means that I can mount both 1/4 inch and 3/8 cameras, heads, accessories, whatever, without having to look for those little tiny screw-on adapters. So I can easily screw the base right into my Canon EOS R and then clip it onto the monopod. Or if I'm using something like a C100 Mark II, which actually has both 1/4 20 and 3/8 option, I like to use the 3/8 because it's farther back on the body and it's larger and more secure. And again, it's just nice to have both options without having to look for another adapter. Now, the monopod itself doesn't come with a fluid head, but if you're looking for a great option, check out this Komodo K5, which I think is a perfect partner to the Cobra 2 Strike. It's small and it's portable, and then at the same time, it still gives you really smooth and consistent pan and tilt functionality. So basically, I can just screw this right on top here, and then unlock the pan. And you can see it's very, very smooth. If I unlock the tilt, very, very smooth. Just like the monopod, the Komodo K5 is super well made. Everything is just beautifully machined. You know, a lot of times it's hard to communicate this over video, but it's so solid. Okay, so let's get to the feature that I said just puts the Cobra 2 Strike over the top for me. Because this head quickly disconnects, and so do the feet, I can actually mount the fluid head right onto the feet. So that means that I have a small and yet extremely solid and versatile tripod with me without having to bring an additional travel tripod. So even with a big kit, I have like zero concerns about this thing tipping over, and I'm always looking to get more types of shots with the least amount of gear. This also works really well as a tabletop tripod, where I can get really low shots. So again, I'm happy with the variety of shots that I can get with one piece of equipment. The monopod itself is super versatile. Again, check out the tutorial in the description. And with the tripod, this is just such a good setup. The last thing I want to mention is this really outstanding bag that comes with the Cobra 2 Strike. It's really well made and super padded, and there's a pouch on the inside for the handle, and the monopod fits in with the feet attached. Now, if you choose to get the Komodo K5 head that I told you about, there is an extension that's held in place with a Velcro strap. So you just release it inside the bag, and then it extends to accommodate the monopod with the head attached. This bag has high pull-on handles and a shoulder strap, so you can carry it whichever way works best for you. All right, so if you're looking for a really well-made and versatile video monopod, I would definitely recommend that you give the iFootage Cobra 2 Strike a look. I think it's a perfect match with the Komodo K5 fluid head, and you're getting a very well-made piece of gear that will let you get tons of creative shots. The monopod retails for $139, and I'll leave links in the description to where you can pick up the Cobra 2 Strike and the Komodo K5. And there are always specials and discounts, and the links will automatically be updated with the lowest prices. If you end up buying anything using those links, you help support my channel for free, help me create more content, and I thank you. If this video was helpful, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up, tweet it, share it, and if you haven't yet, join the community by hitting the subscribe and notification buttons. You can always find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Tech Gear Talk, and you know what I always say, buy it nice or buy it twice. Good luck and see you soon.